Assalamu alaikum, dear viewers. I hope you all will be fine. So, welcome all of you today in this free IELTS course, and this will be lecture number 2, right? Because we have already delivered lecture number 1 on that specific course. So, as far as today lecture is concerned, we will gonna talking about the test format of IELTS, right? The test format, types of IELTS, order of taking test, the sequence of an order of IELTS modules on that specific day, and also the 4 main components of the IELTS, right? But before going into that, I would like to recall some things that we have missed at the end. We have missed some portion of our first lecture at the end because of some technical issue and technical problem in my mobile phone, and in this lecture we will recall and recover those stuff as well. And this was about the importance of IELTS. Okay, so question is why IELTS is important. So IELTS is important because it is trusted by more than 12,000 organizations, right? 12,000 organizations in over 140 countries around the world. So therefore, IELTS test is important because of its high ratio of trust. Most of the countries, for example, 12,000 organizations around the world in over 140 countries, all of them trusted IELTS test, IELTS result, and IELTS marks. And therefore, we can say it is well recognized test all around the world, well recognized test worldwide. So therefore, a person who is going abroad for some purpose, if he has IELTS result, IELTS test, then of course it means that he has a well recognized test in his hands, and there is more chances for him to get over there and settle over there. And it's also important, for what? For studies in higher education. Those students who have completed their BAs or who are basically wanted to get their degree in PhD from abroad universities, then of course they will have to come across the IELTS. Then they will be able to go there for higher study in any respective country. And it's also important for what? For getting scholarships. Most of the scholarship, whether you are going to, for example, Fulbright scholarship and many more, there are a lot of scholarship, and all of them depends upon your IELTS bands, your IELTS score, right? So therefore, they will give you a fully funded scholarship only if you get good bands in IELTS test, right? And it is also important for what? For example, those people who are not going for academic purpose in foreign country, but they are just go over there for what? For global migration. They want to migrate globally from one country to another. Then of course, for all those people who are migrate globally, for their global migration, IELTS is very much important, right? And it's also important, for example, if you just want to go over there for the settlement of what? Settlement of English speaking country. English speaking country. So therefore IELTS is important, right? So this was the importance. There are a lot of other importance as well. This was just a common one, which most of you people already know. So let's come towards our main topic, the lecture number 2 about the test format. In the test format, we will going to come through about the types of tests, order, and their full modules. So as far as IELTS types is concerned, there are basically 2 main types of IELTS. One is IELTS academic, right? One is what? IELTS academic. One is IELTS academic and another one is IELTS general. Now you may be confused that what is the basic difference between these two one. Well, the answer is simple. As its name indicates that IELTS academic is for study purpose. Those students who want to go there in a foreign university for their higher studies, therefore it is for study purpose. And most of the students take IELTS academic, and the other one is for those people who just want to migrate over there with their family or their friends to settle over there. So we can say that it is for work purpose, to work in a foreign country, to find any good job over there. So therefore, for global migration and for work purpose, most of the people are taking IELTS job. Therefore, this two one is simple. Now, as far as, for example, on the test day, there is a specific order of the 4 modules of the test. They are taking, for example, they are in the IELTS test, they are interested to checking out to test your listening skill, and therefore your first paper, your first module will be listening, then will be reading module, reading skill, and after that the next one will be writing, and the last one is speaking. So they take the test in such order, from listening to speaking, right? Why? As far as this first 3 one is concerned, the first 3 ones, these 3 one, listening, reading and writing, they take these 3 one, taken, these 3 ones are basically taken on the same day, right? On the same day. Listening, reading and writing, and there will be no break in between these 3 modules. But as far as speaking is concerned, speaking will be held, speaking test, speaking module will be held either on the same day, right, on the same day, and or it will be held 7 days before or after the same day. 7 days, right? 7 days before or after the same day. After that, it basically depends upon local arrangement. So this was all about the IELTS test. There are, what we will learn from today's lecture, we will learn that there are basically 2 types of, one is IELTS general and another one is IELTS academic. IELTS academic is for study purpose, for the student who want to go in the abroad universities to get their higher degrees from that. The degree may be MPhil degree, PhD degree, etc. Whatever your degree may be, you will have to take IELTS academic for that purpose. And IELTS general is for work purpose. Those people who just want to migrate in English-speaking country or for work purpose, then of course for all of them, IELTS general is necessary. And the test order is in such a way that they are basically testing your listening skill first, then reading, then writing, and then speaking, right? And these 3 will be held on the same day, and this is basically renewable. And as far as this 2 is concerned, speaking test basically comprises interview, your personal information, and also there will be a cue card. They will give you a cue card, and about which you have to talking about which for at least 2 minutes, and then will be a discussion after that. So it depends upon your background, the candidate background. When they come to know about your background, they will ask you a question from you regarding your background, right? So now the next question is why they take IELTS test in such order? Why? So why they take this test in such order? For example, listening first, then reading, then writing, then speaking. The answer is simple. Let me define this for all of you. I want to erase this one. It's simple, we all know that there are basically 4 skills that is necessary and important to learn any language. These 4 skills is quite important and necessary. Which one? These 4 one. The first one is, here is the next one. The first one is listening skill. Then we have reading skill. Then we have, a writing skill, and we have speaking skill. So it is important because in order to learn any language, you should must have to develop this four skill. You should must have to master this four skill. Then you will be considered the expert, the master of that language. Now, as far as the first two one are concerned, the first two one are basically considered receptive skill. Receptive skill, right? Or you can say output skill. So input skill. It is considered what? Input skill. Receptive skill means the skill which we receive first to learn anything. Then we produce that skill of that. So receiving an input is necessary for anything to learn at the beginning. So therefore it will be taken at the first step. Then we have productive skill. Productive skill, or you can say output skill. Output skill. When we input anything, output comes at the second step. So we can output or produce anything when only when we able to input it properly and learn it well. So therefore, they take the test in such order because they know that for learning any new language, you should must try to start listening and reading about that language, reading materials, books, etc. Written in that language, and start listening things which is about in that language, for example. So therefore, the first receptive skill will be taken first. Then we will take the second step, which is productive, because productive skill is considered a little bit hard and difficult. As compared to receptive. Receptive is basically as equal, right? So therefore, we will start listening and writing, right? When we learn enough amount of vocabulary, grammar structure from the readings and listening new words, then we'll start to utilize our knowledge and put them, whether we are able to write the same vocabulary, the things from our own, and start speaking as well. For example, if you ask for someone about the English, then what is your area of lackness, where you are lacking, where you are weak? Then of course their answer will be speaking. Most of the people are able to listen, read and write properly. But when it comes to speak, they can't able, they are basically unable to speak English properly. So therefore, the productive skill is considered quite hard, right? Let me check out my mobile phone whether this is going well or not. Okay, so this was all about test format and the four basic skills. Now let's move on towards the main components, right? The main components.